Our Hotspots magazine is celebrating, as I told you, 38 years. It has been documenting the LGBTQ plus lifestyle and is the spirit of our Hotspots queer entertainment this week. And it's sponsored by the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. In the LGBTQ plus community, we always make jokes about size matters. When it comes to the Broward Center, size does matter. The Broward Center is, for the performing arts, the destination of choice for LGBTQ plus South Florida for spectacular entertainment in a large variety of performance venues. Broward Center ranks among the top 10 most visited theaters in the world, presenting more than 700 performances a year to more than 700,000 participants, patrons. Broward Center is the home for LGBTQ plus entertainers, shows, Broadway, national drag performance, LGBTQ plus choral events, and so much more. And Broward Center supports one of the world's largest gay communities right here in Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, and really all of South Florida. They support that LGBTQ plus community and our nonprofits unlike any theater in South Florida. We are excited to tell you about their upcoming shows of this rich 2023 season that the Broward Center for Performing Arts will bring to our LGBTQ plus community. And did you know that surveys show that the LGBTQ plus community participates in live theater performances 2.5 times more often than our straight counterparts? And that is why they are the sponsor of Hotspot's Queer Entertainment this week. Here we go. Hollywood is abuzz with breaking news of an exciting upcoming LGBTQ film called Queer, which will feature two of the more handsome men in the movie business. Queer is set to be directed by Luca Guadagnino. Sorry, I mispronounced that. We'll correct it at the end.
Guadagnino.
Thank you. The leader of an acclaimed movie with a similar theme. Call Me by Your Name. The movie stars Drew Starkey and James Bond, Daniel Craig, as the main love interest. The film versions of Queer is an adaptation of William S. Burroughs' short novel of the same name. It was written between 1951 and 1953, but wasn't actually published until 1985. The movie centers around Craig's character, who portrays the author through not a literal sense. The release date has not been announced yet, and our Hotspots Queer Entertainment headline of the week is Daniel Craig to star in new movie Queer. What do we think about this?
So Daniel Craig, I love that picture. Can you put that picture back up with him laying down? Like, that is the best picture of Daniel Craig that he's ever taken in his life, okay? Like, seriously. And the boy on the right, doesn't that look like a buff Max Fenning? Doesn't it? Come on, it totally does.
It looks like Pete Davidson, to be honest.
It does look like Pete Davidson.
Ew, no, it does not look like Pete Davidson.
Yes, it does.
If he took a shower, it looks like Pete Davidson.
Minor disagreement on Best Picture Ever of Daniel Craig. Best Picture Ever is him in Cuba, coming out of the surf in that little Speedo, walking out of the surf onto the beach.
Oh, no, that's a good picture.
I fell in love with Daniel Craig at that moment.
I don't know. I kind of like him in a tuxedo. I love that whole 007 look. I think that's super sexy.
Anybody hate the idea that this storyline and Queer is played by a straight actor?
No.
Does that matter?
I think someone you're attracted to, because that's all you guys have been talking about.
What I think is really cool, though, is that the other guy playing the main role is gay.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times these straight actors will play gay parts, and we want to give them all kinds of kudo and credit. But I think that this is really kind of closer to home of having to be really comfortable, because it's not two people faking their sexuality, kissing. One person that actually is their sexuality. I think it says a lot about his maturity and about real allyship.
It is an interesting.
Has anybody seen some of the comments? Now, I can't vouch that they are linked directly to Daniel Craig, but they are saying that Daniel Craig has talked about the scenes that were very explicit scenes, especially the makeout, the kissing scenes, and that Daniel Craig made jokes about, wait, the guy really knows how to kiss. Isn't that really sexy?
Hell yeah, it's sexy.
I love it. That's why we love
Like-
Bad Bunny too, because he's just like, yeah, I'll kiss a boy, and what? Like, you know, it's just like, what is it? It's just kissing another pair of wonderful lips.
Yeah, but it's not fair because he's kind of on the spectrum. Like Daniel Craig apparently is super straight.
Because he's 007.
And that's the part where it starts to tickle my fancy.
But the name of the movie is called Queer.
Wait. So you're saying Bad Bunny, because he's on the spectrum, is not as tittillating to you as Daniel Craig, because Daniel Craig is Daniel Craig.
Yes.
Not on the spectrum.
Jonathan has
Of course.
admitted to liking toxic masculinity.
Yes.
This is
I am very toxic.
You're
myself.
totally fine.
Jonathan likes a little slap around.
And then they're not calling you tomorrow, and you're fine with that. You're
I'm
like,
okay
yeah,
with
I'm
that.
good with
Don't
that.
call me.
His favorite move in bed is a headlock.
Right? Wow.
Am I lying?
If I'm inside,
Am I lying?
then we're good.
See?
Who's headlocking who?
I'm headlocking him.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, I mean, listen, like, it depends on the night, but mostly I'm doing the headlocking.
But it's great that
I love Jonathan constantly just sells this story, and you just ask the good reporter. You ask a second question, and it's like a house of cards.
Yep. I ruined that for you.
Look, I like toxic masculinity. Have you seen my water?
Right, exactly.
No, I love this type of story because it's, you know, with these leading men in Hollywood that are bringing these characters and these books, these stories to life.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives it a little bit more meaning. You know, it makes it more mainstream that, you know, these stories do exist.
Yeah.
You know, so I love the fact that, you know, Daniel Craig is doing this.
Yeah. And one other thing I'm curious on your opinion about having somebody like Daniel Craig do it with the gay counterpart. I think makes the story so much more interesting, because we're going to go, and straight world community is going to go, and they're all going to go, Daniel Craig is straight. I know he's straight, but wait a minute, he's doing this, and he's completely A-okay with it, or he would say no.
We're totally okay with the queer baiting. That's what you're basically saying. You're okay because but here's the truth, and unfortunately, it is the truth. If they both were gay, nobody would go see the freaking film.
Now
All right, and
Burroughs.
I'm
But it
sorry.
doesn't make it queer baiting, is it? You're just baiting straight people to come watch because you're straight yourself.
Yeah.
I think that is so true and
smart.
completely smart.
Yes.
Well,
me too.
we won.
Oh,
You were waiting.
was that
for it.
me?
No, you were waiting.
You just
for
beat
it.
me to it. I was getting ready to put that hammer down.
you.
Right? So we like Daniel Craig being in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody going to see Queer?
Yeah,
Yes.
why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we all saw Bros.
Well, some of us did.
I saw Bros.
Me and Mark saw Bros.
You know, a funny thing. I made a joke about Burroughs being a horror movie in Queer News Tonight. I rewatched Burroughs last week.
You like it now?
I really liked it so much better. Was
it like a pity fuck?
Actually, that's a
Well,
very
we've all done
fun-
that.
Wow.
We've all done that. I mean,
Wait, have you been with Jonathan?
This is your
It may
show.
start as a Peter fuck, but it's gonna end like a rough
as a
sex.
right,
Oh,
as a
right.
happy
As a
birthday.
hate
Wait, it's gonna be a happy moment. Okay, all right. But you know what's funny about Burroughs? And when I watched it again, and all of the Eichner, it's historic and it's the first time, and blah and blah and blah and blah. He really damaged. And he didn't mean to, but for me, and I think a lot of the gay community, he damaged the movie by ramming the history down our throats so much, and to America's ear.
Really?
And now, when I went back and watched it a second time, I was like, wait, this is funny.
Okay.
Yeah,
These
yes,
scenes
yes, I
are
did the same
funny.
thing.
He didn't sell it as funny.
He didn't.
He sold it as history.
Yeah. And
But it
as a
was
result,
making fun of the community so we can be a little
oh
lighthearted.
my gosh,
Yeah.
the jokes on the lesbians and the jokes on the bisexuals and the jokes on the trans, it's like, I'm not listening to that so much because it's the history of this first time of a gay rom-com with two gay kids.
And you took that out of the
now
equation
it's
and you
gone.
enjoyed it.
Now I enjoyed the
Yes,
movie.
good for you.
Gay Bros is going to survive.
It's called
streaming
Bros. Stop
Bros.
calling it gay
You know
Bros.
Yeah,
what
gay
won't
bros.
survive is I want to dance with somebody. What a letdown that
Oh my
was.
gosh.
Because we've been pumping it about the best lesbian
During
movie. la, la,
Lesbian
la.
Awareness Week.
Are you
you're gonna
really
do this?
coming at me like that?
Really?
Really? Et tu, Jonathan? Et tu?
They only get a week.
Oh,
They
they only get a week.
Listen,
Honestly,
okay, hold on.
wait.
And by the way, what show is he talking about?
Yeah,
I have
sorry,
no
oh,
idea.
Right, I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking about. The Whitney Houston movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
Did you really,
I did
Mama?
love that
Did you
movie.
really?
I did, and it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
It was a 90-minute concert.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. You didn't like it?
It was horrible.
Meanwhile, we have Daniel Craig.
Craig, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Queer.
that's what we're talking
All right.
about. Yes,
Daniel
queer.
Craig.
Go
And
watch that.
What did I say?
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You
didn't
said Daniel Queer.
Oh,
Hey, same thing.
thank you, Bacardi.
Same
Thank
thing.
you. All right, there we go.
Same thing.
What's the difference? All right. And speaking, he's got a beautiful wife, by the way.
I did not think wife was going to come after that.
Neither was
I
got a
was like, beautiful white.
We were all like,
expecting.
I was like, oh shit, we're getting canceled.
Yeah. You know, I watched him host Saturday Night Live. He was
he funny?
Yeah, he was really
Was he like
funny.
dry?
He was.
He was
funny.
he
makes
was-
fun of himself.
He makes fun of himself. I mean, at the end of the day, Bond is an iconic character. And you're either going to do really well with it or you're going to be ridiculous. And he's done it really, really well. And that's what he did at Saturday Night Live. And I'm hoping that that's what he does in this movie. Very believable. And all of the indications are it is very believable.
yeah, it's the
that
true
he
essence
is-
of an actor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.